everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be talking about Freshers Week and what Freshers Week is like for a medical student and how it's a bit different to how it would be for maybe other courses. All of my experiences are from the University of Nottingham, so if you're going there in September then this is highly relevant for you. Basically it's just to give you an idea of what Freshers Week is like in general terms and specifically for medical students. So I should also say that obviously because of COVID there might be some changes to this. I'm pretty sure that all the sort of large scale lectures might not be going ahead as usual, and it's looking pretty unlikely that sort of nightclubs and things are going to be open. So while I will tell you what my experience was, just be aware that for this year, starting in 2020, it might be slightly different. So the first thing I want to get across is that Freshers Week as a medical student is very busy. I don't know exactly what it's like for other courses, but as a medical student, you can expect to actually be going to lectures in your first week. For me, I feel like Freshers Week was a massive blur. Literally from the second I was left alone at university for the first time, up until the end of Freshers Week, I was just constantly busy, and I think it works kind of one of two ways. Some people absolutely love being busy because it means, you know, they're not feeling so homesick and they're always sort of like getting to know people and they always never feel like they're alone. But I know that for some people they really do need that downtime, so don't worry if that's you. There are times when you can definitely be alone. So what I thought I'd do to start this video is to just talk you through what my freshers timetable was actually like, because yes, we did have a timetable. It wasn't just all partying or anything like that. So you obviously arrive at the weekend. Now I actually arrived quite late because I was at a wedding, so I think I arrived, I can't remember if it was Saturday night or Sunday night, but basically when I got there my accommodation halls were just like really busy. Everyone was already there, which was a little bit stressful, but in a way I think it was kind of nice. I kind of like got to dive straight in and just meet everyone all at once. So you go to the hall office of your accommodation and you pick up your key, you go to your room. I just had a look at my room and then I actually stayed in the hotel for the first night just because I arrived so late. But most people set their room up on the first day, and then some people choose for their parents to just go straight away and for them to set up their room on their own. But personally, I wanted my mum to set my room up with me and help me out, so my mum helped me do that, and then she left. And then basically that first weekend is really exciting. You're just meeting people for the first time, you're just getting to know as many people as you can, you're just chatting to people. Don't worry if you're an introvert, because especially in the catered halls at Nottingham, you are literally forced to go and have dinner with everyone, and you are forced to just sit at a big table with loads of people you've never met before. But it will be fine, and even if you're a shyer sort of person, I just don't think it really matters. Like, you don't have to be the loudest person at the table, you're just getting to know people. I don't know what it's like in self-catered halls, but obviously in self-catered you would just be in a flat, so you would be forced to just mingle with your flat because you'd be going into the kitchen and that they'd all be sharing that with you. So that's kind of the first weekend. I remember as well, me and a group of girls all went into town and we sort of went shopping and we sort of explored the city centre and stuff together, which was really nice. And then basically from Monday all the fun starts. So on my first day, on Monday morning at 9 AM I had an introductory lecture which was an hour long. So this is just to sort of get everyone in the medical school kind of acquainted with not only the building and where you're going to have your lectures, but also with the other medical students. And we basically all gathered in the foyer for like 15 minutes before the lecture started. We were told to kind of get there early, and so we were just kind of like chatting to people. Everyone was there, it was really exciting. And then yeah, we had another welcome lecture after that, which was another hour. So already Monday morning 9 to 11 you've already had 2 introductory lectures, but I think that's quite normal. A lot of courses will have that. On that first day we also had a lecture about the structure of the course and the assessments and how we'd be examined, and we had an introduction to the medical school library, although I literally don't remember being at that, so I'm not really sure about that. And something else that is, I don't know if this is unique to the University of Nottingham or whether it's all medical schools, but you get assigned a medic parent. So this is a medical student in the year above you, and basically what you do is everyone's in the lecture theatre. Again, I don't know what they're going to do because of COVID, but I'm sure you will still get a parent. And basically they read off your names, so they'll be like Lucy, and this is just a random name, Bob, and then you'll go down and Bob will be waving at you and you'll go and meet them, and basically you then go with your medic parents. Everyone does this, like everyone, so all the medic parents and all the medic children all together, you all walk down to a nearby pub, and this is just in the middle of the day, so don't worry if you don't drink or anything. You don't have to drink at all. You literally just basically, the whole pub is, I think it's kind of like rented out for the medical students. I think they kind of like reserve it, and you just go in and you can just have a drink, whether it's alcoholic or not, doesn't matter, and you just kind of chat to the year above you, because basically they are going to be your point of call if you have any questions that you don't really want to ask for like a lecturer or like someone in the admin team. You just want to get like a student's like personal perspective. So maybe you might ask them like, how did you revise for your exams in second year, or how did you choose your placement, or how did you rank your dissertation choices? Can you give me any tips? It's basically someone that you can go to just for some tips. Some people, I think, like meet up with their medic parents and they, like, I don't know, go out for meals or whatever, but basically I just have mine just phone number, and so I can just text her and ask her any question, like if I ever have a question. So yeah, you're all at the pub together, and I think there's a bit of a like barbecue that goes on, although I don't actually remember eating anything from this barbecue, but I probably did. And then you basically go from there back to like lectures, and you have more lectures. It's really weird. It's like you go to the pub in the middle of the day in between lectures on like one of your first days in medical school. But yeah, it was really fun, and it was really nice to just like again get to know more people, because obviously then you get sort of split into your medic parents' friendship groups, kind of who they stick with, so then you kind of meet a new sort of group of people in your year as well. So it's a really nice way just to mingle with loads of people. So then other things that you have on in Freshers Week, so we had a lecture planning your medical career, we had one introduction to the IT services, personal safety in the medical school, welfare. We had one on communication skills, and then we had this big one with all the other healthcare kind of courses, so like the nurses, I think the physiotherapists. Then we had this big introduction to basic emergency care. So that's pretty much all the lectures I can kind of see. Oh, dealing with patients professionally. Yeah, you have a couple of like professionalism lectures. And then other than that, there are a few things you kind of have to do in your first week. So you have to firstly register, and I think this is when you like get your university card, which allows you to go into the libraries and like use it as your meal card and everything like that. And then I think this is just for medical students. We actually had to register with the GP at Nottingham. Luckily, we actually have our own like GP service on campus. It's called Cripps Health Centre. Other things you have to do, you have to get your photo taken for your NHS card. Now, just be warned, this photo that you have taken will be on your NHS card for the next, like, actually for like your whole 5 years of medical school. Because I remember when I had mine done, I'd been on a night out the night before and I was really tired, and like I hadn't like done my hair or anything nicely. I just like rolled out of bed and gone to this photo, and I was like, that photo is on my NHS card. And it like every time I get my NHS card out, I'm like, oh, I wish I had have like smiled better and just like looked a bit more presentable. So just beware of that. I'm pretty sure as well, this isn't in Freshers Week, but in the first few weeks you have to go to the occupational health building, because as a medical student you obviously need to have certain vaccinations. So if there's any that you haven't had, then before you go on placement you have to have those at the occupational health place. There's the Freshers Fair, which goes on in the sports centre. So this is where you can go around and there's little stalls for all the different sports clubs and societies at the university. And basically what they will tell you at every stall is just join the Facebook group. So every club and society will have, I'm guessing, will have a Facebook group. And so you can just join it, and then they'll post like updates of when they're doing like training or like their sessions, whatever. And definitely keep an eye out for all the sort of freshers trial sessions. So I know for the athletics club, for example, they have like a trial week where you can just go to as many of the sessions as you like. You don't have to buy a membership or anything like that. You just turn up, try out the sessions, see if you like the club and you like the sessions, and then if you want to join you can then pay to join. I think it's only like £20 for athletics club or something like that. And just don't be afraid of trying new things. Like I went to the lacrosse trial sort of session, and I've never played lacrosse in my life, and they split everyone into groups of people who'd played before and people who hadn't, and like depending on how experienced you were, and so many people were in the group that had just never played before and they were just trying it out. So really don't be afraid to just go and try something completely new, because you're not going to be the only one trying it. Loads of people will be complete beginners as well. I don't know if those things that go on in Freshers Week, I think they might be in the next week, because otherwise Freshers Week would be really busy if you were going to all these trial sessions as well. And also there is a medical school specific freshers fair that goes on in the medical school. It's the same thing, stalls, and you can go around and ask questions, but these are just societies and sports clubs that medical students join. So like medics rugby, medics hockey, medics netball, loads of sports, and then societies, like I know there's like a musical one, and then there's all the volunteering societies as well. So like I do Teddy Bear Hospital. There's so many volunteering opportunities, so don't miss the Freshers' Fair. Make sure you go to that and just ask around, see what's on offer. You're quite privileged as a medical student that you have your own specific societies that are just for medical students. So if you're worried about, you know, fitting a club into your busy schedule as a medical student, then you've always got the medical specific ones that you can join, because they will obviously take into account the fact that you are a medical student and you're busy a lot of the time and things like that. So let's now talk about socialising, which I'm sure is a reason a lot of people clicked on this video. So the freshers' nights out and things like that. At Nottingham, again, bear in mind COVID, I don't know if there will be nights out or what they will do about this, but in terms of nightclubs, we had a night out I think every day, so Monday to Friday we have one every day, and basically don't worry that you are going to be having lectures in Freshers Week as a medical student, because they are quite early, the night outs. So at home you might like go on a night out at like 11 and get back at like 5 a.m, but basically the night outs are very structured, and they basically, because campus is quite far away from the city centre in that it's not like a walking distance, the university organise buses that take you. So for every hall on campus there'll be a different time for you to get the bus. So it might be like 8:30, and I'm talking like it is really quite early for a night out, so it would be like 8:30, you get the bus, you get driven to the club, you literally get out the bus and there's the front door. So there's no like walking through the city centre on your own or anything like that. The welcome week reps, like they're people who just kind of hover around for the whole of Freshers Week, and they're always there if you need to ask questions or you need help with anything. They come on all the nights out as well. So when you're in the club, if you look out for people with, I think they wear pink t-shirts, so if you ever need any help or you need any advice or anything, you can just go to someone in a pink t-shirt and they will be there for you. And then basically you can get the bus back whatever time you like. So if you literally just want to go for an hour and then you're like, okay, I want to go back now, you can go, and I think the buses, like, they just take you back like whenever you like. So obviously at set intervals they'll like drive back. That's all very like convenient and very safe, and because you're brand new to the city and everything, you don't need to worry about like getting your own taxis or anything there. You just get the bus and it's all fine, it's all organised for you. Yeah, I mean, it was tiring because I went on all the nights out, so I went on every night out Monday to Friday, and then I had to get up like pretty much like 9 a.m. every morning, so it was a very tiring week. Like I had a lot of late nights, a lot of early mornings, a lot of new things, you know, it's the adrenaline kind of gets you through the week. But obviously you could choose to just not go on all the nights out, you could just go on one, you don't have to go on any, so it's just completely up to you what you want to do. And obviously there's loads of other events going on, like completely like non-drinking events, and you will get like a timetable of all the different events that are on, so you can just choose what you go to. And then back to medicine related things, you actually have in your first few weeks a couple of really good socials. It's such a shame if these things don't happen because of COVID, but I'm sure there will be a good replacement for them. But if they do go ahead, then you have a welcome ball, so all the first year medical students are invited to go. You obviously do have to pay because you get like a meal with that, and it's a really nice venue, and everyone wears like posh clothes, like suits and dresses and things. And you also have, this isn't in the first week, but this is a kind of a few weeks after, you have what is like quite famous at Nottingham Medical School, and that's the Medics Cocktail Party. And this is where all 5 year groups go to a club and you all go in fancy dress, and it's kind of, you go with your medic family, so that medic parent that you were assigned in Freshers Week, you will go on that night out with your medic parent and then obviously their friends or like any of your friends. So it's quite cute in a way because the year above you kind of like take you and they tell you what fancy dress you're all going as, and it's just really like, it's really cool to have like 5 years worth of medical students in one club, and it's just for medical students, so the whole club is like reserved just for like the medics cocktail party. And I know I keep talking about nights out and like events like this, and I just want to reiterate again, if you don't drink, it really isn't a problem. Like, don't ever worry about that. Obviously you're still welcome to go to a club and not drink, like that's absolutely fine. I know people that do that, and yeah, again with like the welcome ball, you don't have to drink or anything, so don't worry. Because I know one of the things that I get a lot of like messages about is people who are nervous about Freshers' Week and they're nervous about uni because they don't really drink and they're not really into that like drinking culture, and just try really hard not to worry about it, because it really doesn't matter, and like no one judges you for not drinking, and well, they shouldn't, and if they do, then I think that's a bit sad really. And you can still have the best time, and you can go to all the socials and you can have a laugh, and you don't need to have a drink, so don't ever worry about that. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much everything I had to say. At the end of your first week, you will undoubtedly be tired and you'll be quite drained, and it's just because even if you don't stay up late or anything, you're still going to be drained, and it's just because I feel like you're constantly on alert, like you're constantly like having to be like, hi, nice to meet you, my name's Lucy, hi, I come from here, like I'm doing this course, and you just have the same conversation again and again, and you meet so many people, and it is quite overwhelming, and it's fine for you to find it overwhelming. And like, I know what I've said, it seems like this is a really busy week, and it is, but you can easily opt out of anything. So like, if you're not really feeling up to spending like 2 hours at the Freshers' Fair, like going around all the societies and clubs and things, like I remember, I think I went for like 10-20 minutes. I literally went in, had a little like look round, and I was like, cool, I think I spoke to like two stands, and then I just went back to my room. Like, it doesn't have to be like take over your whole day. If people ask you to do things and you're like, oh, should we go into town? Should we do this? Should we go out, go for lunch somewhere? Obviously, like, say yes to things and like be open to meeting people and doing stuff, but don't feel like you have to say yes to everything. And I think especially as a medical student, you do have a busy day. Like a lot of the courses, other courses, I feel like they don't have much on in the day apart from like the freshers events, so they're very much like raring to go. And as a medical student, you will be sort of in lectures as well, so it's fine if you then want to like come back after being in lectures and just like chill for the evening, like that's fine. So yeah, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to message me on Instagram or leave a comment. My Instagram is LucyBrettX, or you can leave a comment down below and I will obviously try and answer all of the questions that you have as best as I can. I hope this video has been helpful and it's given you a bit of an insight into what you can expect in your first week. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and remember to subscribe to my channel if you want to join me on my journey of becoming a doctor, and I'll see you very soon for my next video. Bye!